Happy Monday, everyone. I hope you're having a great Monday so far. I'm coming at you today from my studio gallery in Kimberley, BC, and I want to talk to you today on how to paint lights and shadows. It's all very, very important, and I'm contemplating the crossover between art theory and how we live our life. Sometimes you can't once you get into the art world and the art theory, there's no way you can stop the crossover between the two. Art theory applies to our lives as well. We can't live without the dark. Sometimes we can't live without the light. We can't see the light without seeing the dark. The dark shows us where the light is. And it is the same in a painting. A very good painting will have an equal amount. No, not an equal amount. Balance requires dominance. That's one of my favorite sayings. So it's not in equal measure, but every painting needs to have darks, lights, and middle tones. And the trick is to be able to paint them accurately. You want to be able to see darks as shapes, shadow. I love painting shadows because they give you the most phenomenal shapes. A really good shadow will give you great negative spaces to work with. And that is so important, as you know, in a painting, having interesting negative spaces. So I am one that always looks for shadows. And if you have good shadows, you can have good lights. That's how it works. And I want you to think about a good painting in terms of a black and white photograph. Think of a good, high quality photograph that's black and white. That is all value. Value, the term value means lights, darks, and middle tones. You've got to have a good distinction between those. And whenever you're painting anything, you want to be able to have good darks next to your lights. You do not want to have a middle tone next to another middle tone. Or if you have as an example, if you have a green tree next to a green mountain, if you paint them in the same value, the same lightness or darkness, your tree will disappear. So it is super important to have differences like a good black and white photograph. And you have to also keep in mind your light source. So having a good light source, not good light source, you have to be cognizant of where the light is coming from. On a day like today, it's a bit of a gray day, overcast, and I'm even looking at my reflection on the video, and my face is not super highlighted on either side. There's not a lot of value differences. On a beautiful, bright, sunny day, you would be able to notice that this side of my face is a little darker, this side is a little lighter. It's very important to be aware of where the light is coming from and which is dark. Even look at this, oops, wrong. I want you to look at the creases in my sweater. See that nice sharp edge dark line, and then as the material curls around, it gets a middle tone, and then over here we have light hitting it. So just be cognizant of where the light hits and where those nice creases are. Those are all going to give good shapes to a painting. And that gives the painting three-dimensional qualities. And let me see what else. I want to also tell you that there is a great movie on Netflix called The Girl with the Pearl Earring. It is the story of the famous Dutch painter Vermeer. The movie has Colin Firth playing Vermeer and Scarlett Johansson. I watched it the other day, and I watched it because I knew that Vermeer was a master at painting lights and shadows, and that was what he really excelled in. And if he's done some phenomenal work, so I recommend you looking Vermeer up online or in your art history book. Incredible paintings, and light was his thing. He had his models standing next to the windows and would have their hand touching the windowsill in a certain way just so that the light could hit them, and the way it hit the material in his paintings is out of this world. It looked so real and so incredible. So he is a master at painting light and shadows, and you could not have that beautiful luminescent quality if you didn't paint good shadows at the same time. So keep that in mind, that your shadows are just as important as the light. And your shadows are going to be cooler at all times because light is generally warm. The sun is warm. So keep that in mind as well. Your shadows will be cooler. So don't be painting dark brown shadows, for example. They will always have a touch of blue and a touch of purple in them at some point. Painters see life in terms of light and dark. There are some gray zones for sure. But, we see terms in shapes. All my students hear me talk about shapes endlessly. It's an incredibly important part of the painting process. Shapes, 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 light, 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 light source. Do I repeat myself endlessly? Oh, yeah. And even in these art tips, as I am focusing on a specific topic in these 10-minute art tips, I'm finding I'm repeating myself from week to week just because all of the theory and all of the values that I'm teaching, they have crossover. You can't teach one without the other. If you've got good lights and shadows, and your shadows are creating good negative shapes, then it's going to contribute to your composition. I've done a whole 10-minute art tip on composition. So these things all have crossovers, and it's important that you realize that one thing leads to another, and there's no separating them. So if you're painting good light and shadows, you're going to be having a good composition. All of these things have to be all part and parcel of one another. As I just said, even your color theory is important because your shadows have to be cooler than your lights in general. And that is color theory. And another part of your lights and shadows is that things that are far off in the distance have to be lighter than the things in the foreground. So that goes into aerial perspective. And Leonardo da Vinci was the master of perspective. If you look at the Mona Lisa, you will see how his foreground greens are a lot darker than his greens that are off in the distance. So again, that has to do with light and shadows. It's all connected. So you can't talk about light and shadows without talking about composition and color theory and shapes and value and line. It's all comes together. Hi Meg, thank you for your comment. And whoever else is watching here today, please do put a comment up. I see there's a few people on, and I'm not sure who all is watching, but thank you for being here. I also want to bring up my upcoming workshop, which is taking place this coming up Saturday on Zoom at 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. I will be doing a full demonstration on how to paint light and shadows. So this is just a tidbit of some of the stuff that I will be discussing on Saturday. The art lecture will take place on Zoom, and you can register. I've put the link in the comment beneath my video here. And if you'd like to join us live on Zoom, please do register. The class art lecture costs $27, and it can all be paid for through my website, or please feel free to send me an e-transfer, whatever is easiest for you. I do hope you'll join me and some of my other students. It's going to be a great time. I haven't done one for a while. I think the last one I did was November. So if you cannot make it live on Saturday, then you are free to also purchase the recording. And everyone that does join in with the live Zoom on Saturday, you can ask questions, take part in it, and you will also get a copy of the recording as well. So I do hope you can come. It's going to be fabulous. And I will have my paints out. I'll be doing demonstrations, and I will be doing more of this art theory as well. So I look forward to seeing you there. And I want to also just take a moment here to quickly thank everyone for your feedback on my new website and for the emails. I was overwhelmed with responses from my last Monday. My website launch party was fabulous, and I am very humbled by the number of people that have reached out to me, supported me, emails, comments. It's just been incredible, and I want to again just say a big thank you to all of my followers and my support system that I have, because it means the world to me. So thank you. And I do hope that you all have a lot of light shining in your life. It's been some dark days, lots of shadows in the world at the moment, and I just hope for peace and lots of light, lots of smiles. I hope you all get to laugh every day. I'm lucky to have great people in my life around me who make me laugh on a regular basis. So just keep smiling, everyone. And I hope that you found this art tip today on light and shadow very helpful. Okay, and I will see you. Hopefully, I'll see you on Saturday at my art lecture on how to paint light and shadow. If you don't come to that, maybe I will see you here again next Monday. And if you missed this video live, it will be posted in the Caprice Fine Artists community on Facebook, or you can find it on our YouTube channel. Thanks so much for being here. Have a great week, everyone, and stay safe. Bye for now.